So we can sacrifice them at the man here to fight the final boss, but before that I want to prepare.
What can I do for you?
I want to remove my curse. That makes it so I can no longer heal. I'm also gonna increase the Wyrdstone gain. That's gonna be useful. Master at Arms. Do we have a bunch of card scraps? We have very few. Some runestone dust, but I don't think we have enough for an upgrade. The next upgrade... Oh, we can unlock additional item slots here as well. Runestone drop chance boost. Rare runestones as a reward is probably the next one I want to get. Swap one of your runestones to another of the same rarity. Are we close to upgrading any of the one we are using? If the ones we are using, we have... Yes, we only need one more stand. Maybe I just transmute the other 3 to a stand. That sounds useful. Transmute the 3 level 1 non-stand ones into a stand. And that makes... That gives us the ability to go for a flawless stand. Reduces the armor of all enemies by 30.
The blacksmith is...
Let's talk to you.
You tell the blacksmith about your encounter with a girl formed of light. A girl who most probably turned into a swan.
Well, that's the strangest thing I've ever heard. But I guess I should get used to that, shouldn't I? With the weirdness all around us. I suppose there's no way she would come to live with me. That's a shame. I really loved her.
His gaze is filled with
Aww.
sorrow.
There might be a way to turn her
You
back.
try to comfort him, and then you hear footsteps nearby. You hear a fake cough just around the corner. It turns out that Hilda, the scientist, is hiding behind the building.
Oh, sorry, comrades. I accidentally overheard something about a woman hiding in the woods. Perhaps turned into an animal or something. I had a similar story way back when. It supposedly happened in my castle. It turned out to be a witch, living in harmony with the Wyrdness. Okay, so there is a simple solution to force her to stay in human form long enough to talk to her.
Is this safe?
Safe enough. For humans, at least. Although, if I'm wrong, and she's not a witch, well...
It's worth a try.
Please do whatever it takes to communicate with her. I will owe you.
I'm Hilda, by the way.
Greetings, Hildy. I'm Wayland. Thank you for your help.
They look at each other a little longer than you'd expect them to. Then Hilda turns to you.
Come speak with me in a moment. I'll have the potion ready.
Oh. I like where this is going.
Hello. I'm finished. I successfully recreated the formula for a potion that should work for our dear Wayland's love. Just splatter it near the place she likes. That should lure her and force her to stay in human form for a while. And when you're done, tell Wayland that he owes me too. I need a new cauldron. My old one's starting to leak, and that's quite dangerous when it comes to stronger potions.
Yeah, we still don't have much money. Well, we are now able to heal again, right? Yes. Good. Let's buy some healing potions. Could also upgrade this. Hi Talatal, welcome! I could also upgrade this and get another rest, but I just used the healing potion, so it's not... I don't need to do it right now. I can save the Weirdstone. Maybe I find another use for Weirdstone soon. Although it really seems like every person has their own currency, but Weirdstone seems to be kind of the main one, so we'll see. Well, I am ready for the final boss. Burn the hearts of the Guardians. Summon the final boss.
You did it. Congratulations.
You can tell that the goat is anxious to see what happens next.
There's only one tiny problem that I kind of forgot to mention, you see.
Of course there is.
This thing that you're about to face, let's call it the Essence, is a rather important part of this world. It is responsible for its own corruption, yes. But is it also responsible for a lot of other things? Probably. I have no idea. So, to be honest, you'll actually be the first to find out what happens when you kill it. Good luck.
Oh dear. Wrath of the Unknown. The fight will automatically end after 15 turns. Survive. Corporeal form. The Fordweller bends reality to manifest his physical form before you. Deals powerful attacks which break target's armor and hit. Every turn buffs its armor and boosts its damage. Damage boost is more powerful with each turn in this form. Base damage 20, base armor 0. It is a 4-armed Fordweller, the Fordweller Overlord. Doesn't seem like it's the essence of this world, but maybe that's just the form it takes. This enemy has two forms, corporeal and spectral. The longer he remains in one form, the stronger he becomes. In corporeal form, his damage is increased every turn. In spectral form, he can summon minions to his side. When stunned, he inserts useless cards into your deck. He's attacking for 6 and debuff, and there is a damage they'll counter when he has no health. So it seems like we're just trying to deal as much damage as we can. Well, let's get it started. We use Wyrdness, buff it with Whispers, buff it with Oversaturation. And activate it a bunch. Give our golems some shield, some armor, barrier. Let's take the barrier from here as well. And I'm actually gonna give my barrier to the golem right now. I'm gonna use an oversaturated runestone to fill my ultimate and immediately promote my snake. I mean, with this here at the top, I'm quite convinced that this is actually the final boss. So, vulnerable. Wyrdness Breach. Force the Fordweller Overlord to switch between corporeal and spectral forms. I think we are quite okay with him being in corporeal form for now. Mark him, just to get this out of my hand. When stunned, he inserts useless card in your deck. I might want to avoid that. That gives us access to the ult at full power. And then we invoke. Promote... maybe the golem, actually. Maybe not the golem. As long as we have shield on the golem, the armor is not gonna go down, so we can keep this golem alive. If we just make sure we maintain a good shield on it. Let's summon more stuff. So we can use stronger shields. Just promote you as often as we can. I think I want to get my second golem out. Just in case the first one dies. And also to just make my stuff stronger. 5 vulnerable, minus 326 armor. Our damage number is gonna rack up like crazy. How much damage do we have on the Wyrm? Just 330? Another 100 is a significant improvement. Although I should have played the invocation, I guess. I don't think we want to play these rituals. We want to instead arcane shield our golem, so we can just stay in this form for as long as possible. 25. We can get 40 from an arcane shield. Let's promote you some more. I don't want to have to deal with that if I don't have to. And I think this is now the point where we just spam invocations. With 2 golems, we get a lot of cost reductions. We got a lot of promotions. Sure, reduce your damage, why not? It's not gonna do a whole lot, but... These damage numbers are growing pretty crazy. Nine times vulnerable, so he's taking 10 times as much damage, plus another 5 times as much, so 50 times as much damage from every hit. And our Wyrm is just growing and growing. And he's not even close to breaching the damage of our shield on our golem. So we don't have to switch. We don't have to deal with that. Invoke again. I mean, even the Abomination is doing decent damage now. We also don't seem to really have a maximum hand size. Or if we do, it's very large. Yeah, we have drawn our whole deck. Like, literally every single card in our deck this turn. Let's keep promoting you. Go with an invocation. Go with an activation. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times. And just keep your barrier up. Have we used our... Yeah, we have. We have used our ultimate already. It's pretty much the first thing I do in a turn. Can we break the 1,000,000? Who knows? It might be possible. We're stacking vulnerable further and further. A single evoke is now 40k damage. Evoke, I mean activation. Imagine if we had more Dark Rites in the deck. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to play. Ah, now I miss out on an on an invocation. Let's make sure we draw entire deck anyways. Oh. Let's also keep promoting you. You have 700% damage yet so far. Yeah, that's a decent amount. Certainly. $18 times vulnerable for 10 more turns. Yeah. The million is definitely possible. In fact, we just broke it. Oh, let's not forget to level you up. Throw out the Funeral Moon, might as well. Keep our golem safe. Not that I'm really worried about them, but you know. These double sigils definitely do a lot. We didn't draw an invocation, huh? Well, I guess this is a ritual turn then. Draw pile is empty. Level 41 Wyrm. How many more turns do we have? 3 more turns? You are attacking by 4 times 12 now. That's actually more than we heal with a single card, so... Good thing we have quite a buffer on our golem. Because I would hate to spend 2 energy on having to switch them. We did use this, right? We cracked 2 million. We might be able to do 3. In fact, I think it's quite likely that we might get there. Actually, we might benefit more of leveling you up now, because we do get your damage from the invocation. These early levels matter a bit more. Okay, if it's 0 cost, this boss is not going to die, I don't think so. Let's switch you, see what that does. Spectral form, start summoning ads, huh? Just wanna find out. Well, these do absorb a lot of our damage. Better mark you. Oh, actually, we mark you and then we spam abominations? That might be good. Redirect all the damage to you. As long as we can keep that one marked. The mark doesn't seem to work. Allowing them to get a redirection effect. Huh. Weird. Is this the last turn we have? So only...
Something spectacular to
So we
happen.
didn't quite
There's
get
silence.
3 million.
Overwhelming silence. Then, after what feels like an eternity, a familiar voice.
No, we can't have that.
Death snaps its bony fingers. The monster you slew returns to life. It growls angrily, but suddenly disappears before it can attack.
What?
It's hard to tell, but you get the sense that death is disappointed.
I told you that slaying the 4 guardians would lead you to your destination.
The goat materializes out of nowhere and hovers in the air above you, clearly unable to move. He looks absolutely terrified.
But instead of telling me that you've achieved your goal, my servant decided to act on his own initiative and push you in this direction. This violates every single rule we have. Not to mention that it also negates the plan we crafted for this world.
My servant. That's the goat, I would assume. I don't understand.
I already told you before, this reality is governed by a simple story. It's good versus evil. And in every story, beyond every evil deed, there is a cause. You humans never speak about these causes. They're not important in the stories you tell yourselves. Defeating a monster, check. Killing a god, check. Leaving home, check. And yet, these are easy solutions which never address the root cause of the issue. But you're not interested in causes. You're interested in simple relief. And that relief lies in the knowledge that good will prevail eventually. Simple stories have simple causes. In this one, the root of corruption was in the monster you slew. Instead of fighting the symptoms, as stories demand, and as I've instructed you, you went ahead and addressed the real cause. You solved the problem. If I didn't intervene, this world would have come to an end. And we can't have that. Not yet.
Huh. So... Oh, what happens with the goat?
You've grown quite fond of it, haven't you? I guess we'll see after I come back to see how you fared with your new task.
My new task?
I'm going to change a couple of things in your story.
Death looks up to the sky. Perhaps it's thinking about something. After some time, it speaks.
From now on, every hero trying to save their reality, just like you, will be able to face this monster. You can keep training with the Avalonian or decide to fight this creature. I'll make sure that you see how you compare with other warriors. But from now on, your main goal will be to free every soul you meet in this reality from corruption. When you've done that, we can talk.
Okay. So our next goal is to complete these quests. True boss damage dealt 2.788 million. About 2.8 million. That's not adding a lot of score. I'm just saying. That is not that much score we gain from that. New class, the Blood Mage. I'm excited to see how they play. Corrosive Burst. Sacrifice a minion. Permanently reduce the armor of all enemies by 20. Ooh. Sacrificing a minion is an expensive cost. Reduce enemies' max HP by 33%. This card does not deal damage. Deprivation Bane. Wow. That is quite powerful. If you get to play it early. Very interesting. Living Shield. Sacrifice all minions. Gain 5 armor until the end of combat and gain 10 barrier for each sacrificed minion. I don't think that this is very good. But maybe we will see something that summons a lot of minions. Healing Touch. Whenever a Fae is activated, heal yourself for 5 HP. Whenever an abomination is summoned, reduce the damage of all enemies by 20% until the end of turn. I like the Healing Touch quite a bit. Imposing Presence, not so much. We unlock the Zealot. Deprivation Curse. Reduce the max HP of all enemies by 25%. This card does not deal damage. Again. Sign of Revenge. For every hit received, the minion retaliates with 1 hit dealing 10 damage. The minion gains 25 armor until the end of combat. Okay, that is pretty impressive. Hi Chris, welcome. Deep Reserves. Draw 1 card for every minion currently in combat. Wow. Golem's Aura. Summoned golems start with 20 barrier. Not bad. If any minion died this turn, next turn draw an additional random summon card. Ooh, that is interesting. Now that makes sacrificing minions a lot better. But the summon cards are still gonna cost 2 usually, so... that's something we need to keep in mind. The Berserker. It's been unlocked. Okay, we have slain the final boss. Oh, that places me at 63rd in the leaderboard. Not too bad. There are kills with over 100 million damage on Summoner. Necromancer. Apostate has... wait, that's just 77 million. That's not that much. Only 2 million on the Sentinel. Zealot doesn't even have a million. But probably also hasn't been played as much. 230 million is the total record. And that's on a Weird Hunter. I guess the vulnerability stack is really powerful. Pathfinder. Wow, that is quite some drop. 30 million, 1.8 million, and then 600,000. 300,000 only on the Berserker. The Blood Mage at least managed to crack 1 million. Summoner seems to be one of the strongest classes for the final boss fight, and yeah, definitely seemed that way. So, in order to unlock the ending, we now have to save all souls from corruption. That's gonna be quite the quest. Let's take a look at these new classes we unlocked. We have the Zealot. Zealots focus on shooting rarely but lethally. The weak statistic can be greatly buffed with calculations and waiting for the right opening. Zealots collect unused cards and use them later to forge a powerful elemental arrow with their ultimate ability. Passive skill: after using a maneuver or a quiver, gain 25% damage for the next hit. Okay. Pathfinder. Oh, we have seen those already. Berserker. Berserkers are invigorated when they're heavily wounded, making them most deadly when they're balancing on the verge of death. While using their ultimate ability, Berserkers gain the power of lifesteal until the end of their turn. The amount of HP they recover with every hit depends on the number of charges they spend. Their ultimate ability is charged with every hit they suffer. And passive skill, when you're below 50% HP, gain 1 energy. Interesting. This one is probably gonna like armor quite a bit. The Blood Mage. Blood Mages charge their ultimate ability whenever they offer their blood. They can immediately overcharge a minion. Their unique effect strength is multiplied by the number of charges they spend. And we can start with a summoned Blood Golem, Abomination, and Worm. I wonder how they differ from the normal minions. From the summoner minions, I should say. Blood Mages can offer their own blood in order to summon minions to their side. The minions are automatically activated and promoted at the start of each turn. Wow! However, minions overcharge upon reaching level 4. This means they trigger a special effect and disappear from combat. Each minion has a different overcharge effect. So, Blood Mages use minions in a completely different way. Interesting. We have the Summoner, and we haven't unlocked the final class, which is... Oh no, 2 classes we haven't unlocked. The Necromancer and the Apostate. We still haven't had a good run with Watchers of Tuathan class. But I think... Wait, one more thing that I want to check out. 120% currency gain, and we fight hard fights and hard bosses. Still not sure what the deeper enemies are, but harder fights and harder bosses, that's a language I can understand.